Greetings and welcome to the Run Tracker app created with Rails. So we're here at the landing page and we have a few options of what we can do. Basically, this app is going to help us keep track of training runs and running events that we're engaged in. So we've got a login section here. We've got an option to log in with GitHub, or if we're not yet a member, we'll sign up. So I'll go ahead and start with that flow. And I've got several users entered already, but I'll just make a new one, keep it nice and simple. And this is going to bring us to our show page for that runner. And you can see we've got a few options here. Got some information about setting an event, logging some training runs, and running and completing some events. So I'll start by setting that event. That's kind of how the flow is meant to go. You set your event and train up to it and then complete it. So we'll choose an event, and I have a few entered into the system here already. And basically, if this were a real world app, I would love for this to have some sort of function to find real events through running pages and organizations, and to basically scrape information from them and display it here for the user. But I didn't want to get too into that with my Rails app here. Some of the data associations I think might make that a little challenging to implement. But essentially we can select one of the events here, or if we don't see the one that we'd like, we can go ahead and add a new one. So let's do that. And we can basically create any thing we want. We've got several options. We'll keep it pretty light for today and just make it a 10K. Create that event. Now we're back to the event selection, and I can now go and select that 10K race. And if this were a real app that was scraping real runs, that would potentially be something that would have more information involved with it. We can go ahead and just select I can do that, and we can see that we're now currently training for that race. And I'd like to go ahead and show you the runs section now, and this was actually where I implemented my nested route. And so basically, if we are ready to log some training runs, we can click that here, and you can see we're going to go from runners 5 to runners 5 runs new. We can add in some information. I've got a few courses and distances and things already entered in there. And we'll just go ahead and give it a quick review and a rating. We'll create that run. Now we're at our show page for that run. We can just check out that information, and we'll go back to home. And for my other nested route, I did a nested index route. So you can see we'll go here from runners 5 to runners 5 runs. And you can see we have that run completed by that user with all the information there. If someone want to change any of that information, we can go ahead and do that here. And update that. You can see that has taken effect and looks good. So we'll go back to the home, and now we can check out the events section. And I was able to have a little more fun with this section and implement some kind of cool functionality. So we'll check out my events. You can see we have that one still to complete here. And if I'm ready to complete that event, if I'm all done, I can go ahead and enter in the details, make sure it's marked as completed, and then give a finish time in minutes. If I select something that's not an integer for minutes, you see we get an error message, and we need to provide that time in minutes. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now on my events page, we can see that I've completed that. And if I want to check the details for that event, it'll actually show me all the runners who have completed that event and how much time it took them. And you don't see that here now. I'm the only one, but if there were I had completed this run with other runners, there would be more information there. And actually, we can check that out. I'll go ahead and set the next event to one that I know other runners have done here in this particular database. So we're training for the marathon, You can check out my events. You can see that we have nice congratulations on completing that 10K, and we still need to complete the marathon. So we'll go ahead and do that. Got that done. That was a bit longer than the 10K. If we go to the details here, we can see this has been completed by 2 other runners and the current runner here. We're listing the events. We can check them out. These actually go to the same location. We can see that we now have 2 nice congratulations for completing our events. We can go home and log runs and select more events to train for, and basically we're off to the races. Pun intended, of course. That is the Rails Run Tracker app. I hope you enjoy it as much as I plan to. We can go ahead and log out here. You can see that the GitHub login works as planned, and there's my GitHub ID. And we're now showing information for there. So we'll log out once again. And I think that is the main gist of it. So I hope you enjoy the run tracker, and have a wonderful evening.